Hey, Daniel with Z-Man here. I wanted to take you through the next step in the design and development of the GOAT ToadZ, our new topwater frog that we've been working on. Just to recap a little bit, we started this project a few months ago, and one thing that we want to do is show you start to finish how we design a product and bring it to market. It's one of the most interesting things that we do here, and it's something that's been completely done behind the scenes by companies like Z-Man in the past. So we want to show you how a product comes to life. The basic concept is we wanted to make the best topwater toad that there is. We decided to take the feet from our new GOAT, which is a great new bait that we just came out with. It has incredible action and it does great as a topwater bait. We wanted to make something with more of that traditional frog-shaped body with a little more bulk so it casts better. Something that'll work great on the back of a buzz bait, that'll work great, buzzing it on the surface, and because it's Elastec, it's going to float. The first thing that we did in this process, and we've done a couple of videos before, go back, please take a look at them. We've engaged the help of a designer, Patrick from Blocks Design. He's worked on several projects with us before, like our sling blade spinner baits, just a real expert when it comes to design, sketching, 3D modeling, prototyping, that sort of thing. So we've enlisted his help. And we had Patrick, we told him what we were looking for, and we had him come up with basically four concepts, and we put it out there to you. What's your feedback on this? What do you like? So we came out with designs 1, 2, 3, and 4. We posted it up on Facebook and Instagram and let you tell us what you liked about it. All of the 4 designs got great feedback. We had people that liked all of them, but overwhelmingly number 1 and number 4 were the favorites. The thing that people liked about number 1 is just the overall head shape. It's kind of big, broad, maybe a little bit too broad, but they like the broader head. It gives it bulk, gives it casting weight. That's something that we're looking to do here, is give it a lot of bulk and casting weight because Elastec is so light. That's what allows it to float. So we want to make it castable, fishable. And then on number 4, the leg design was something that people really liked. We want something that'll have a lot of kick, a lot of thump, and those had some of the biggest paddle feet. So we kind of took design number 1 and design number 4 and merged them. We made the head a little bit bigger and came up with kind of a middle ground between those two in terms of the overall profile. One thing that we got a lot of feedback on is people wanted this to be compatible with a single hook and a double frog hook. One thing that we do with a lot of our baits is we design it around a particular hook or jig head. So we got some feedback internally and from our pros on different hook sizes that they would use. The 2 that we kind of came up with are a 5/0 EWG. This is a 5/0 Mustad grip pin. It holds our Elastec really well. And then a double frog hook. Everyone wanted this to work well with a double frog hook. You see this one has a screw lock on it. We're going to come up with one that has a keeper that works a little bit better with Elastec, but we want it to work with a double frog hook as well as a single hook. So we had Patrick model those 2 hooks in 3D and made sure they fit the body exactly. Now, one thing that you'll see on designs 1 through 4 that we came out with before is they have a hook pocket in the back. Again, we want this to be bulky and cast well, so we decided to take out the hook pocket and actually add 4 ridges along the back. The goal is we're adding material to it rather than taking it away to give a little bit more bulk, a little bit more weight for casting, a little bit more buoyancy, and we're using those ridges on the back to protect the hook points, to keep it nice and weedless and snag free. It accomplishes the same thing as a recessed hook slot in the back, but just adds a little bit more material. If you fish a double frog hook, then the hook points will sit between the outside ridges. If you fish a single hook, the hook will sit between the inside ridges. So that's another change that we made. Another piece of feedback that we got from you that was really important is to have a V shape to the belly. So that's something we've been working on with Patrick. We've gone through a couple of iterations of the V-shaped belly just to make sure it's exactly right, to make sure that the frog is, it'll track straight. And we added a hook slot for rigging a single hook in the middle of that V belly. This thing's gonna track straight, it's gonna run true. That's one of our goals here. The next little thing that we incorporated too, based on everyone's feedback, I've mentioned this several times, we want this to have bulk, to have weight to cast. ElaZtech is a little bit lighter. That's what gives it its buoyancy. So compared to some other toads on the market, we've made ours a little bit thicker, just to add plenty of bulk for casting and to add plenty of buoyancy. So even if you fish it on a weighted hook, it's still going to float on top. So we've put together these, or Patrick has put together these 3D renderings. These aren't final. This is just kind of the 3D model of the whole shape. One thing that we have to do next, and this is really the next step, is to go to add some surface detail and to finish off some of the radiuses on the tails to make those a little bit better. One other piece of feedback that we got from a lot of people, and this is something that we'll be adding next, is everybody liked all the warts on the toad. So we're going to add more warts. That's kind of the next step. And from there, once we get the surface modeling and the radiuses finished up, the next step is going to be 3D printing this thing. We're going to 3D print it, see what it looks like in person. If we like it, if our pros like it, from there we'll have a prototype mold made and we'll get to start testing this thing. So that's kind of where we are right now on the GOAT toads. Stay tuned. We've got more updates coming to you just as we work our way through the process. So thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to getting your feedback on where we are right now.